Welcome to the last video of understanding of sliding mode control. This video has two parts. In these videos, we will first simulate a system, we will understand the results, and later we will discuss why sliding mode control is called sliding mode control in first place. In this video, we have taken an example from a book given in the link below. We have simulated the plots to verify our understanding. So let us start with the simulation. So the example that we have taken has initial position as 1, initial velocity as -2, rho as 2, c equal to 1.5, and the disturbance is sine 2t. This is our system definition of x1 dot equal to x2, x2 dot equal to u plus disturbance f. The sigma is x2 plus cx1. Thus, the u is found out to be minus cx2 minus rho sine of x2 plus cx1. And you can see the input u in the Simulink as this. As we simulate the system, the VR simulation is shown in the left and the position and the velocity plot is shown in the right. As expected, the position and the velocity will converge to 0, almost to 0. And this is the acceleration plot for the system. Let us take a look at the control input u and sigma. The control input u is shown in the left hand side and sigma on the right hand side. As we know by now that sigma has to go to 0 in finite time, so sigma goes to almost 0 at around 0.4 seconds. From the control input plot also we can see that the high frequency chattering starts at the same time of 0.4 seconds between minus rho and plus rho. And because of this force acting as plus rho or minus rho, a velocity will be induced. Thus the sigma value will never be absolutely equal to 0, as sigma is the sum of position and the velocity. Let me elaborate this point. In ideal case, the input u should have come to 0 because the sigma should have come to absolute 0. But in this case, we can see that the sigma has not gone to absolute 0. So what do you think may be the cause that sigma has not gone to 0? Is it the disturbance that is inducing some velocity and change in position which is making the sigma not equal to absolute 0? Let us take a look. So let us remove the disturbance and let's simulate. As we remove the disturbance and simulate, the position and velocity has come to 0, and still we can see that there is a high frequency chattering in the control input. So the reason is not the disturbance. Let us think again what we have done. In our case, the position will come to 0 as t tends to infinity. So the position has never gone to 0. Because the position has not gone to 0, so sigma cannot be 0. As sigma has not been 0, so the input u will induce a force of minus rho to the body. Thus, the body will induce a velocity of, say, minus some value. Again, sigma is the sum of that negative velocity and positive position. Assuming that the position was positive and tending to go to 0. The sigma now has become negative. Thus the input force U will be plus rho, and this continues. This is the reason we see a high frequency chattering in the input, because it is varying between plus rho and minus rho. And the same will be reflected in the change of velocity also. Having a disturbance will only be a add-on on the total acceleration of the body and not the reason for the high frequency chattering. Let us take a look at a very important plot. That is the plot between position, velocity and sigma. Position is in x-axis, the velocity is in y-axis and the sigma in the z-axis. So here I have collected those data, and as I am plotting point by point, you can see x, y and z representing each point. So as I start the plot, x, the position starts with 1, velocity y with -2, and the sigma that is calculated will be -2 because sigma is x2 plus c x1. As we proceed, you can see that the sigma value decreasing till the point it reaches 0 when it reaches the plane, the pink color plane. The sigma value reduces and reaches almost equal to 0 at the plane. And in the plane, the sigma value remains 0. And as you can see, the position and the velocity value start reducing on the plane. And ultimately, the position and the velocity goes to 0. Take a careful look on this plane I am referring to. This is a perfect 2D surface in which sigma is 0. We will discuss about this plot later in the video. Let us take a look at another plot, the phase portrait. Phase portrait is the plot between the derivative of the state and the state itself. So let us take the phase portrait of the position and the velocity. Here the position is in the x-axis, the velocity is in the y-axis. As I start the plot, you can see 3 values. These 3 values are the same as the previous plot. The first is the x value, the second is the y value, and the third is the sigma value. So you can see sigma reduces till a point comes, and after that the x and y values starts reducing, and after that point sigma remains 0. So now you can correlate that point being the starting of the surface from the previous plot. Ultimately the position and velocity also goes to 0. If you zoom in this plot, you can see the velocity being oscillating with high frequency, which is expected as we discussed previously. But remember one thing, this is with respect to position. That's it for this video. In the next video, we will name few things.